Assassin's Promise by Thomas Woodward, Chapter 143. Nasa rose on silent feet. 2 days since father had left her. She peeked out the windows. The sun had risen almost halfway to its zenith. Her father Yassim had left her enough food for another day if she stretched it. What if he did not return by then? He had instructed her to avoid children in the village, and she had been happy to do so. The villagers had taunted them, casting jeers and following them, demanding food when they already had so little. Why had mother gone? Father had told her only that she was away and could not see them now. She worried that her mother Mira had been taken by one of the bad men. She had seen father speaking with them before. They made her want to hide under the covers of her bed. Why couldn't father just tell the bad men to go away? He had told her to be strong for him, but that had been so long ago now. Nasa was tired. Even the shriveled carrots he had given her hadn't brought her mood up for long. She missed her best friend Mavra. The two girls had played together in the streets under her mother's kind eye. That was before the bad men had arrived. Mavra was gone now, and her family with her. Nasa knew she would never come back. Not when people had been disappearing, taken by the bad men each day. What if her father never returned? She banished the thought, tracing her finger along the edge of a smudgy window pane. The window trapped light, and she liked to watch as it moved through the sky. It was a game she played to keep herself from the sadness that threatened to engulf her completely. She looked down at her bone-thin arms. She wondered absently how her face must look. They had no mirror, so she traced the lines on her hands, counting and recounting the lifelines and fate lines that gave some whisper of what might be. Her mother had taught her to read the lines of her hand. She remembered sitting with her silently, watching as Mother Mira had traced each line on her palm. Nasa closed her eyes, holding the memory close until it slipped from her mind. She opened her eyes again, shifting them nervously around the empty room. A simple bed sat in the center. A small wooden chest held all the belongings she owned in the world. The only other room was the kitchen, which lay quiet in the mid-morning sun. The three of them had slept together in this bed until she had grown into the beginnings of adolescence. Then everything had fallen apart. After her mother disappeared, she had refused to speak to anyone, including her father. She had lost weight. Passing a hand over her stomach, she was reminded of the fact that she had never truly regained that weight. After a year, she had broken the silence, but spoke only with her father Yassim. He had started leaving for days at a time, promising always to return with food and something special for her. A particularly beautiful rock, a wisp of animal fur, a strange shell. Her father always brought back some memento to make up for the time spent away. She had worried at first, but he had always returned. He had only been gone 2 days, but she felt the emptiness that often came during the long days she spent alone, shut away from the rest of the world. She knew her father worried about her reading and speech, and she tried to appease him, but he was no scholar himself and could only teach her what he knew. Nasa was hungry and tired. The days seemed to pass by in a strange, dreamlike state, where she was neither sleeping or truly awake. That was how most days felt, and her method of numbing herself from the world. But she missed her friend Mavra and her mother Mira, and most of all, she missed her father. She was scared each day, afraid he would not return to her. She loved him fiercely. She would wait another day. Her father would return. Nasa began to break apart the crumbly bread and divide it into smaller portions, eating just enough to stave off the hunger pangs. With luck, they would not return until evening.